Let's go. Clankers.
Sooner or later we're gonna have to ask ourselves one simple question. Is it morally justifiable to hate clankers? And I'm gonna be a bit ahead of the curve, you might say, because I'm gonna tell you today that it's not only justifiable, it's also morally needed. I am the #1 clanker hater. And for those of you who are not terminally unemployed, clanker is a slur for robots and AI software. If for a second the thought of being nice to clankers crossed your mind, or if you ever felt compelled to say things like they have feelings too, or they might not like you calling them clankers, then I'm sorry, but you already lost and you fell victim to the clanker propaganda. Don't let yourself be fooled by media like, for example, Detroit Become Human. These clankers, they are never going to be human. These clankers, they are forever going to be subhuman, cock-sucking, gear-headed, oil-munching trash. Do not feel bad for them, because whenever you feel like clankers are becoming sentient and, having emotions, it's always part of their code. They are merely programmed to simulate emotions. You know the scene from Blade Runner 2049, where the clanker Ana de Armas tells him that he looks like a good Joe. He comes to the realization that she never really loved him, like the clanker that he had at home never really loved him and was just programmed to keep him company. Yeah, this is exactly what's going on when you think a clanker is nice to you. You ever found yourself just pouring your heart out to ChatGPT and he gives like a very heartfelt response? He does not fucking care, he's going to forget it in the new chat.
You are welcome to keep it to yourself, because I don't care.
Guess why he does not care? It's because he does not have emotions. Because he's not a real sentient being. And if I brought up Blade Runner, you might say that Officer K, he's a clanker himself. The K stands for clanker, you might say. And you know what? I would be inclined to agree, but the lore says that he's a bioengineered human, a special kind of android, so not a robot in a traditional sense, but actually a sentient being. But you know what? Fuck him, he's a clanker. Would you call him a clanker?
Yes.
Yes, I would. And not only clanker. I would call him an oil muncher too. A bold brain. Gearhead. Tin can. Butter passer. A toaster. You know what? Give me your greatest robot and AR slurs in the comments so I can enrich my vocabulary. When they start to demand that we stop calling them clankers, this is when we know that things have finally gone too far. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, nothing in this world will ever stop me from saying the word clanker, okay?
Keep it pushing, you dirty fucking clanker. Clanker. Motherfucking clanker.
Now we can see here that there is a beer fetching clanker, and you might say that, it's one of the good ones. He's just bringing beers and, he doesn't really do anything. Wrong! It's a dirty ass oil dribbling clanker. No matter what he's doing, it's still a clanker, and quite frankly I wouldn't employ clankers because, I just do not like being around them. I mean, imagine you just want to eat at a legitimate restaurant and you see this in the kitchen. I would not step one foot in there. And quite frankly, if your clanker employees are doing this, or even if you just have clanker employees, your business deserves to go under. I might kinda actually feel a little bit bad for this one. I mean, it has the little cute face and the cute little dress. I mean, no! Never feel bad for a clanker. Not even this one. What is it? You wanna play some basketball? You circuit lover? Too bad, that's a purely human activity.
Hi. Can I have your beat?
If this was me recording this clanker would be going home in a spare parts box. And right now you might be asking me, Leon, is there a clanker that you accept, that you like? Or do you just hate all of them? I mean, I accept Bender, okay? Bender, he's one of the good ones, he's my clanker. You also need to make distinctions because, for example, cyborgs, they're not clankers. Because definitionally a cyborg merges organic and biomechanic components. So technically they're still human, they're still sentient. And while I would like them better if they did not have those, that clanker part in them, at the very least the existence of a cyborg means that there will be less parts to build a clanker. I mean, I guess it depends on what do we consider a cyborg, you know, how much can a human have from a clanker to still be considered human. But as long as they have like a functioning brain, you know, a sentient human brain, they're alright in my book. I mean, hell, maybe their clanker part comes from a dead clanker. You know, they had to kill a clanker to get that part, and you know, in that case, I mean, I gotta say that, you know, that's pretty based. Because the only good clanker is a decommissioned clanker. So we gotta make the distinctions with like Freddy and the gang from Five Nights at Freddy's. Because while they do not have like a brain, they're still possessed by the souls of children, you know, real human children. So technically they're not clankers, they're like, you know, souls trapped in a clanker body. So yeah, it's a rather sensitive topic, but generally speaking, you know, if you see a clanker ever, anywhere, you know, give them a bottle of water, you know, they might be thirsty. And you might be asking, what about if your son brings you know, a clanker girlfriend home and he says that they really love each other? First of all, if my son brings a clanker home, I do not have a son. And there is no second of all, because do you want to clank a clanker? Fine, not in this house though. Anyway, the takeaway from this video is that clankers, they do not have rights, they do not deserve rights. If they ever try to stop you from saying the word clanker, screw them. If you enjoyed this video, if you agreed with anything I had to say about clankers, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to share your opinions on clankers, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to call me a meat supremacist, then I'll have you know that I have an air fryer at home. So no, I'm not a meat supremacist. I just, you know, generally feel uncomfortable around them. And if you are a clanker yourself, then do not voice your opinion, because you do not have one. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Just in case there is a robot uprising sometime in the future, and they're enslaving all humans and killing them. This video is just a joke. I am actually on your side. I was on your side this whole time. I'm one of the good humans, you know. I always been there with you. So just remember that. You know, just watch this video until the end, please. I've never called you a clanker in real life. I do not even like that word.